Hi everyone, welcome to the lecture video for Chapter 3, Point of View from Control to Engagement. So in our last lecture video, we talked about how push marketing is becoming more of a pull marketing with the era of social media. So in a similar context, in Chapter 3, we're going to talk about it's not all about one-way communication and controlled media, but more of an introduction of uncontrolled media as well, and how to make our publics more engaged with your brand. So to open this chapter, our chapter introduced us the first department store in US. Have you guys heard of this place, Wanamaker's in Philadelphia? Doesn't it look so beautiful? When was the last time you shopped in a department store, in-store or online? Since COVID, I haven't really been to an actual department store, but I live really close to a mall, so I sometimes go there. Do you guys like to shop still in-store, or do you enjoy online shopping as well? So Wanamaker's introduced a standard retail practice, so the fixed price tag with fixed prices and money-back guarantees when you return the product. So I want to ask you guys, how far have we advanced in advertising practice and performance? We briefly talked about when we learned what push marketing was, the era of Mad Men, the copywriters in the 50s and 60s when advertising agencies just started in the United States, especially in New York and also Chicago. How far do you think we are at right now with the era of social media compared to at that time and the Wanamaker's era? So the mass media age is over. It's not about broadcasting all the time. We are more focusing on the targeted audience and the narrowcasting, so more of a specialized audience. So today, individuals can attract the mass audience through social media, so we don't really need mass media anymore to attract that large amount of people. So advertising is defined as the placement of announcements and persuasive message in time or space. So you purchase the space and also the time that people are spending to watch your advertisement. That is how advertising is defined. In 2009, for the first time in the history, the top prize in Cannes Lion, which is one of the most prestigious awards in advertising and PR campaign, went to an advertisement made for the internet rather than television. So it is proving that we are truly moving from the traditional media to digital media. I hope you see this link, Moldy Whopper. It is one of the Cannes Lions winning campaign. And I want to know, what do you guys think about this campaign? For me, it was pretty funny. So mass marketing was moving into a new digital environment. So consumers now have more involvement and also more control than any other time in our past. Public relations creates and maintains the goodwill of the public. So it is the reputational management. So it maintains the goodwill for the customers, employees. Whenever we're doing the internal communication, that's also part of PR. Investors through non-paid forms of media. So we're going to talk more about what kind of different media platforms there are. So non-paid means that we don't have to pay for that placement, and we just define the advertisement is to buy that space and time to disseminate our message. So that's one of the main key difference between PR and advertisement. If you have time, I want you to go to this link and learn about the difference between the regular press releases and social media press releases. So it is one of the examples how the traditional form of media is moving to digital media, but still they have their original platform, but a little bit of modification has been introduced with social media. So multi-touchpoint approach is more effective now because it is easier now to disseminate message in multiple different platforms. So that is why a new discipline like integrated marketing communications should be introduced, because it is not just about PR, it is not just about advertising, it is not just about marketing anymore. Even if you are in PR industry, so you want to focus on the reputational management and more of an unpaid media, However, you have to think about if your client is manufacturer, if your client is selling a product or service, you have to think about their selling point and what can we, through this PR campaign, how can we make their target audience to have higher level of purchase intention. So these days, it is not just about one discipline. We integrate this and call this discipline as IMC, Integrated Marketing Communications. So both company-generated messages and consumer-generated communications should be integrated through engagement with one big marketing strategy. And it is also a new consumer-centered social media reality. So this is what we will do mainly on Sprout Social. What kind of conversations are there on social media? Who is actually talking to us? What are they talking about? All kinds of topics are available on Sprout through our social listening. So I'm really excited to teach our next Sprout session. So we will see how consumers are very centered and they are more focused than the traditional media era. From communication interruption to engagement. So now the campaigns has to be really engaging and we shouldn't just disseminate message as one way, right? So what would a marketer or advertiser do if they could not interrupt their audience? So it would require a lot of interaction and also a lot of personal approach, right? Like the example I shared in our last lecture video, how brands are really acting like an actual friend on Instagram or other social media to talk to you and to talk to their targeted audience. So they try to integrate all the information between the company and consumer, and that is why the role of us doing the social media analytics and listening is really important nowadays. Brands must now take a step back to include all the sources first before we decide any kind of communication strategy. Oh, I also wanted to introduce this case. Did you guys see this change on TikTok? So they made personalized ads mandatory. So if you read this message, upcoming changes to ads to help TikTok stay free. We partner with advertisers to show you ads based on your settings. You currently see general ads that aren't based on what you do on or off TikTok. But from April 15th, that was last year, so they will reflect your behavior on TikTok, and that is how they will show you the personalized ads. So I personally felt it was a little bit invasive, but I want to know how you guys think. Have you ever felt your ads on social media, not just on TikTok, but on IG or Facebook, Twitter, on social media are a little bit invasive? Have you had an experience you talk about one brand and the next day you find that ad on your social media feed? Share your advertisement consumption experience on social media through what kind of experience. Is it mostly Instagram stories or your feed? These days, even if I'm not following those accounts, they just randomly appear on my feed on Instagram as well. Marketing 4.0, meaning that the new era of marketing strategies. So customer communities are the new consumer segments of old marketing. So now we have to think about who is in the center of the opinion among the customers. So share of voice, your brand social media mentions divided by the total competitive brand social media mentions. So think about how much share your brand has in the whole world of social media. So if there are 10 interactions about your industry, if 2 of them are talking about your brand, it'll be 20%, right? If there are 5 interactions among 10, then 50% will be about your brand. Sentiment analysis, identifying and categorizing opinions in a piece of text. So through the textual analysis, like the tool that we're going to use in this class, Sprout Social, we can learn what kind of feelings our customers are having on social media regarding us, regarding our brand. So these measurements can be indicators of brand loyalty, which contributes to brand sales, and also customers' purchase intention. These are just some terms I want you guys to be familiar of. Customer co-creation. It is the joint creation of the value by the company and the customer. So it's not just the company who's creating the values anymore. Customer stickiness. So think about you coming back to the same brand, buying the same product or similar product. Homegrown monitoring uses search engines and going to each social media platform to find and manually track and analyze brand social media conversation. This is what we're going to do in the Sprout session. Professional monitoring uses one or multiple software tools to track and analyze the social media conversation. Also what we're going to do in our Sprout session. So with the help of Sprout, with your data, if sometimes Sprout makes mistakes as well because it's a tool, not a human being, right? So I had an experience that there was a customer on social media saying wicked good, right? So that means it's the best, it's really positive. But since it says wicked, which is literally a negative adjective, Sprout thought that it was a negative sentiment. So I had to go through this homegrown monitoring, which is a manual check. If there's anything, Sprout kind of made a mistake. But most of the Sprout's data is correct, but you can just be a little bit cautious whenever you see that those like slangs or languages that seems negative, but it's actually positive, like wicked good. Oh, so I mentioned I love this brand called Glossier. So whenever I searched Glossier on Google, this is what I found out. Glossier love, I love Glossier, celebrities who love Glossier, Glossier London loves beauty. So there should be a lot of people who love Glossier if this was a top search. And in the next part of this chapter, I wanted to introduce what careers are available if you hone in this social media analytics skill, and not just analytics, listening and publishing skills as well. So this skills is top in demand marketing skills, where digital marketing, so 59%. Versus product marketing, which is 25%. So we can truly see that we are really moving from the traditional marketing to digital marketing and social media marketing, right? So top skills of digital marketing is digital advertising, content creation and curation, which we'll do on Sprout, content strategy, and social media. So you already checked almost every box in this factor of digital marketing. For PRs, preferred knowledge, social media practices is 88%. So I hope you guys can see that with these skills, you will be very in demand candidate among the jobs that you're interested in. These are some positions that is available with the skills of social media strategists, social media marketing managers, social media community managers, social media coordinators, social media specialists, social media copywriters, more of a writer for social media posts, social media graphic designers, video specialists, influencer relations managers, social media analysts, journalists, social media content developer, social media freelancers, solopreneur. So I hope you guys have chance to read all these different definitions of these job descriptions. What would be the most common thing you guys will find will probably be the social media strategist, social media marketing managers, and also social media coordinators and social media analysts. So to end this chapter, I am curious, what opportunities are out there for marketing, advertising, and PR professionals with social media skills? So do some job searches and find the top titles for social media professionals. Make a list of required skills and responsibilities. So these are some great websites for you to find jobs in social media. So I just want you to guys really feel, I'm not asking you to actually apply for these jobs, but I want you to feel that, oh, with these skills, these are the jobs that I can find. So more hopeful to and also more motivated to go through this semester with me. So these are some departments that social media professionals can work. So like I said, it's not just about one discipline anymore. With this skill, you can apply it to marketing, PR, advertising, or IMC, more of a combined department as well. marketing department promotes the business and drives sales of products and services. So their goal is to have higher purchase intention, actual purchase among your customers. So many social media positions today are hired in-house at the company or organization, working directly in the marketing department. So if you work at a bigger company, they will have their own social media listening lab. We also have our social media listening lab on campus as well. If you guys just want to come and check out, I forgot the room number, but I think it was 145 in O'Hare. I taught undergraduate course for a similar course like this last semester in that lab. Also, you can work at a PR agency. So for PR, you're mainly using the unpaid messages, unpaid media. So it could be your own in-house channel or in-house social media channels, or you are writing a social media press releases and sending it to a journal that is depending on the digital media. And then you can also work at an advertising agency. So here you're working with the commercial messages, the paid media through TV, outdoor, radio, print, digital, social media marketing. Digital marketing agency, similar to what the marketing department did, but the platform is changed into the digital media. And social media agency, this will be the agency who will work with tools like Sprout or different social media listening tools to organize and also systematically publish for their customers, for their clients. So they will have multiple clients to work with, and you are publishing for them. You are building a campaign for them. So that'll be really fun too. Also, I wanted to bring up this case for the social media manager's mental health. Our textbook explains that social media managers have a really high level of stress. Of course, a lot of things on social media happen so impulsively in a very short amount of time. So there must be a lot of stress as well, right? The social media burnout. So if you guys see any crazy happenings on social media, think about how that brand social media manager would feel, right? So they're the ones who need to go through a quick strategy, how to apologize correctly, or if their client is going through a crisis regarding social media, what kind of strategy should we use, right? So how should we avoid it? These are some tips that they suggested in our chapter. Don't multitask, unfollow some accounts, stop being hooked on likes, be aware of triggers, browse mindfully, reduce use. I think this is very useful advice for all of us. These are the theories that I wanted to introduce in this chapter, the 4 P's to the 4 C's. So it used to be in the marketing, the traditional model to focus on was 4 P's, product, price, promotion, and placement or distribution. But now with the introduction of digital media, we're moving from 4 P's to 4 C's, which are concept, channels, costs, and communication. So 4 C's can be explained as consumer, not product, cost, but not price. So how much cost will it cost us throughout this whole process? Convenience, not the place. Communicate, not promote, because promote is more one-way directive, right? So in this shift in perspective from marketer to consumer, value defines the product in the marketplace instead of the product features. So even if you have a really, really good product, if your campaign is not communicated correctly, if it's too one-way, then it is really easy to lose your value in your brand. So this is some example for the best customer-centric website designs. If you have chance, I want you to go to this link and see this example. So these are the examples of 4 P's and 4 C's in marketing. So about the product in 4 P's, they focused on what is it, how high quality is it, what makes it unique, but now we changed it to customer wants and needs. So what does our customer want or need? How does our research support that? How can we serve the want or need? So I hope you can see it, we are not just focusing on what we are serving, but we are also focusing on in 4C, the receiver, the message receiver and product receiver, right? In 4Ps, we focused on price. What will be the product's RRP? What will our profit margin be? How does the price relate to similar products on the market? But now we changed our focus to cost. What is the product's price? What are the additional financial costs? What are the costs to consumers in terms of time and effort? So I hope you guys can see we're not just focusing on the product's price, but we are also focusing on the process that is before manufacturing, about the whole process cost in this case, in the 4C. In 4P, we focused on the place. Which touch points will we use to communicate the product offer to consumers? Social or direct mail? What will our messaging be? But however, in 4C, we're focusing on the convenience. How will customers want to buy or order products? So we are thinking about the customer's habit for buying our products. How should the product be delivered? How will we ensure satisfactory customer experience, which is really a positive thing to focus on, right? And in 4P, we focused on promotion. Which touch points will we use to communicate the product offer to consumers? Social, direct mail, what will our messaging be? In 4C, we are focusing on the communication instead. So we are thinking more about the two-way communication. How will we communicate with the customer at every touch point? Advertising, social, customer service, etc. How will we use C2B inputs to optimize B2C communication? So C2B meaning consumer to business, B2C meaning business to consumer. So we are trying to appreciate and respect the consumer side more. That end a lot more than the 4P era. I wanted to remind you guys what is going to happen in our next Sprout session. So I posted my your IG business accounts on Canvas. I want to follow all of you. So I am filming this in February. So at the point that you will watch this lecture video, I think I would have already followed all of you at that point. Please follow me. My professional account is at professor.hyo, and that is how I will track of all of your postings and your final project as well. So following me is also very important. Please follow me. Follow all of your peers' accounts. So we have a tab under Canvas discussions where to post your IG accounts. So before you watch Sprout Session 3, social listening lecture video, so please follow all of your peers' accounts as well. If you still could not connect your account to Sprout, please email me as soon as possible. So these were the reminders for our next Sprout session, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you and bye!